24/7 weather alert tops the news at 10. Look at what heavy rain did to I-25 north of Denver this afternoon. A pool of water blocking both directions of the highway. Drivers forced to wait it out. And new video of flooding in Cherry Creek just steps from our 7 News booth. Those drenching rains shutting down the annual Cherry Creek Arts Festival early today. We have team coverage at 10 of the monsoonal moisture that's pushing into our area, starting with meteorologist Matt Makins tracking the storms in the 24/7 Weather Center. Matt?
Dramatic rainfall over the last couple of days. Castle Rock has really led the way with close to 3, upwards of 4 inches there in just the last 2 days. These storms continue across the northeastern plains tonight. Very strong over Yuma right now. Not necessarily in terms of hail or winds at this point, but just how heavy these downpours are. And they're going to continue to push out towards Sterling, Julesburg, and Ray as we go throughout the next couple of hours. Lighter to moderate rainfall now near Fort Collins to Greeley, and it's steady, so it's a good soaking rain. Starting to wind up just a bit in Boulder and throughout the Denver metro area. We're seeing some spotty showers of this steady rainfall. Nothing too heavy at this moment. But look at all the lightning we have out across the east, really getting lit up tonight. Just that one area, the state has had over 700 lightning strikes in the last 10 minutes. Speaking of which, Tony Laubach was out chasing some flooding rainfall. As I press play, watch what happens to his video and the shock wave of lightning that hit right next to him does to him. Then bam, there's the shock wave of that lightning. He described it just hitting a light pole right next to where he was shooting that flooding video. Here are some of the rainfall totals for you. Again, the contoured areas upwards of 2 to 3 inches today, and then the numbers you have on the map, that is the average amount. So an average of 1 inch in Denver. Teresa, we are not through. I'll have an updated forecast with Futurecast straight ahead.
All right, thanks, Matt. Downpours in downtown Denver were nearly blinding at times today. This video taken near our studios. The rain and thunder moving through, bringing much-needed moisture to a parched city. And here's that new video again of the heavy rain washing out the fun at the Cherry Creek Arts Festival. This video recorded by a 7 News employee at our Weather Experience booth. You can see what looks like a river of water filling one street in the area. And take a look at I-25 near Dacono tonight. The southbound lanes of the highway still shut down at this hour because of flooding. Both directions were closed for hours this afternoon because of the high water. Several 7 News viewers emailing us photos of the water and the backups. Also big flood concerns today in the wildfire burn zones with the potential for several inches of rain there. Some residents were warned they could be forced to evacuate. 7 News reporter Molly Hendrickson live in Boulder with that story. Molly, one concern, the 4 Mile Canyon burn area.
And that's partly because that area has seen flooding and mudslides in the past. But let me show you the Boulder Creek tonight. It is moving faster than normal, and it is higher than what we've seen. Officials are keeping a close eye on this. Despite the amount of rain that fell here tonight, it fared pretty well.
Boulder Creek is raging. Normally swift, it's now pushing up to 5 times as much water through its banks than just a day ago. It's just one of the areas these guys at Emergency Management
They have a flash flood warning by National Weather Service.
Are closely monitoring.
At this time, we're not seeing anything that is indicating that there is a risk to anyone downstream or to the city of Boulder.
2.5 inches of rain fell in some parts, prompting concern places like the 4 Mile fire area could see a repeat of past problems.
This is the sort of fire and flood cycle that happens in Colorado, especially along the Front Range. You have steep mountain canyons, you lose the trees, which absorb a lot of the water, all the ground cover gets burned off, the soil gets kind of baked hard like clay from the high heat, and then that adds to the runoff potential.
In Left Hand Canyon, the area once burned by the Maxwell fire, now victim to mudslides. The water was simply too much.
So there's nothing out on the hillsides to hold the water back. So it washed out the road in 4 spots. The county crews are just finishing cleaning it up right now.
The worst of it may be over. Flash flood warnings for Boulder are now canceled.
And initially that flash flood warning was set to last until about 6 tomorrow morning. Again, it has been canceled. It is still raining here, but nothing compared to what we saw earlier. Reporting live in Boulder, Molly Hendrickson, 7 News.